This next match is scheduled for one fall. Coming out first from Boston, Massachusetts, weighing 225 pounds, the Underground King, Slyck Wagner Brown.
Now, Big Daddy, the Underground King, Slyck Wagner Brown, called the Underground King because he has yet to be discovered by WWE.
Well, let me tell you something about Slyck Wagner Brown. We go back like a recliner. Not only is he number 299 in the PWI top 500 in the world, Slyck was trained by Killer Kowalski, and just last month, I was in the corner of Slyck Wagner Brown as we took on WWE superstar Jerry the King Lawler. And if it wasn't for that damn hardcore legend icon Mick Foley giving me the sock and Slyck Wagner Brown, we would have won a contract that night. All the scouts were there from the front office. We would have beat Jerry King Lawler and Mick Foley, and we would have been on Monday Night Raw.
It's just not fair, Big Daddy. Life just isn't fair.
Well, you know what, Selena? I'm glad you see things my way. Slyck competes for many organizations: WXW, 3PW, NWA, TNA, Ring of Honor. You know he's managed at times by his cohort, the beautiful April Hunter. And you know what? They have become the first intergender tag team champions in the history of professional wrestling.
That is true. Now, April Hunter is actually going to be seeing action later on tonight for the DPW tag team titles with her female tag partner, Nikki Rock. They are the Killer Bays.
Here he is in front of us, Slyck Wagner Brown in his magnificence, looking as great as ever. What a real grappler is supposed to look like. And you know what? He has one hell of an amateur background too. Look at the in-ring entrance of Slyck Wagner Brown. He belongs in the WWE.
Now, you mentioned that Slyck Wagner Brown was trained by Killer Kowalski. Kowalski was so impressed by Slyck Wagner Brown that he made Brown his head trainer to train other wrestlers behind him.
That's pretty impressive. And here he is again, Frank Krasnowski. You know what? He hasn't shut up all night. Here he comes, Connecticut's own hardcore icon, Ron Zombie. This ought to be one hell of a match. Slyck Wagner Brown is a technical wrestler. Zombie is hardcore personified. It's going to break down here tonight. Zombie and Slyck Wagner Brown and DPW.
This is the long-awaited DPW debut of Ron Zombie. He was with us in spirit from the Ashes show. He's here in the flesh tonight for Through the Fire. He's facing Slyck Wagner Brown, who has the potential to be the breakthrough match of the night.
Well, Zombie has been in the ring with all kinds of crazy men, from the Rotten Brothers to Balls Mahoney to Jason Effin Knight and the whole 9 yards. This ought to be one hell of a match. I personally don't think Zombie has the technical skills to stand up with Slyck Wagner Brown, but you know what? Zombie is, again, I've said this before, he's one tough man, and he can break it down at any time.
And again, another one of our talented wrestlers here in Defiant Pro Wrestling, Ron Zombie, again, known often for his hardcore matches, but that is a very well-trained grappler, also out of Killer Kowalski's school. So don't put down his actual abilities.
Well, I'm not putting anyone down. I give respect to everyone. And you know what? Let me tell you something, Selena. These two men have a history. They go back to the days of the late, great Tony Rumble and NWA New England. Both these men have been on the same side before and have been opponents in the ring. They have a history that dates back years. And like I said to one of my friends, the cantankerous late Tony Rumble has very influenced in both of these men's careers. And God rest his soul, Tony Rumble. We haven't talked about him in a long time. And like I said, but these men have a history here. It'd be interesting to see how Zombie stands up.
Well, definitely. Slyck Wagner Brown is going to has a slight size advantage, definitely has a speed advantage, but Ron Zombie has a much bigger bag of tricks, so to speak.
Let me get back to the entertainment portion here again. Now, when you say size, I heard size doesn't matter. Can you comment on that, Selena? No comment, as usual, typical woman. Back to the match, a nice wrist lock by Slyck Wagner Brown, breaking it down, having Zombie on the canvas into a leg drop. Sal Giliberto in the ring to referee.
Now, Slyck Wagner Brown was involved last month, or at our last show, with the DPW Championship Tournament. Fell a little bit short in the final match against Luis Ortiz. But he's trying to vindicate himself here against Ron Zombie again in Zombie's DPW debut. Slyck Wagner Brown has something to prove here to the DPW fans, I think. And so I expect him to reach down deep and get a decisive win against Zombie.
Beautiful drop kick by Slyck Wagner Brown, technically sound. Nice arm drag into an arm bar, arm ringer. Slyck slowing it down, putting all his weight on the neck and the jawline of Zombie with his knee. That's what I would tell him to do. That's what I told him to do when we were with Jerry the King Lawler and Mick Foley. We should have won that match that night. This is a different time, a different story, but it's still the same Slyck Wagner Brown.
Now, if you're not familiar with Slyck Wagner Brown's style, it's rather hard to actually define because, again, he's a big guy. He can do the power moves, but he's not afraid to get on the top turnbuckle and fly like a cruiser.
Well, a lot of people don't know, Selena, that Slyck Wagner Brown has an incredible amateur background from high school to college, and he was trained by Killer Kowalski, as was Zombie. So these guys do have a lot in common. They have taken different courses and different paths in their careers, but they end up here in Naugatuck tonight in the ring together.
And Slyck Wagner Brown's amateur skills were so good that he actually won a scholarship in amateur wrestling to college and gave it up to train instead to become a professional wrestler.
Big chop by Slyck Wagner Brown. Selena, you're always on top of things. I got to tell you, you're doing your homework. Nice snap suplex by Slyck. Here's the cover. Look at that. He learned how to hook that leg from Big Daddy, just to let you know. Technically sound. Nice snap mare into a leg scissors.
And just a little more backstory on Slyck Wagner Brown. A slight identity change this year. He went from spelling his name as S-L-Y-K, Slyck, to S-L-Y-C-K. I haven't quite gotten a clear story from Mr.
There's a bunch
Brown.
of morons out there don't know how to pronounce his name. Once you get a look at Slyck and you see him in the ring, he will always be Slyck, no matter how he spells it, because he is Slyck Wagner Brown.
Most definitely.
Well, I was just informed and slided a nice envelope because Big Daddy is here making the big bucks. Star of six figures, Jerry Springer, the whole 9 yards. I was slipping the envelope. As you can see, you got an envelope, but you know what? It certainly wasn't as big as mine.
Well, in this case, size does not matter.
Very good, Selena, very good. Again, back to the action in the ring. Slyck got Zombie up against the ropes. A big chop. You can feel that one all the way over here.
I actually felt the vibration of that. That might be you.
That was me. I forgot to shut the batteries off on it. Another big chop by Slyck.
Slyck Wagner Brown definitely, as I said, having something to prove here. Ron Zombie is the fan favorite, a mainstay here in Connecticut wrestling.
Beautiful Frankensteiner by Slyck Wagner Brown.
That was amazing. That was just an amazing move. I think he may have been going up for Hurricanrana, but it was just as devastating in that method.
Well, Zombie's doing a smart thing here. He's rolling out of the ring, Zombie, trying to catch his momentum. Slyck off the far side. A beautiful baseball slide right into the face of Zombie. It's breaking down. They're here right in front of us, Selena. Slyck Wagner Brown, Ron Zombie. It's spilling out into the arena.
It's right here in the very front row in front of the announce position, wiping out our barricades, the entire row of seats there. Again, if you want action, you need to come to DPW Live.
Selena, you make a better door than a window, although it is a nice view. It's breaking down here at DPW. The action has swung out into the ring. Face first into the canvas. Slyck Wagner Brown, Ron Zombie. DPW, this is crazy.